Hey Rackets, it's Mrs. Wilkenbush, continuing our book club today on Warriors by Erin Hunter. We are continuing on chapter 8. Here we go. Yellow Fang growled in defiance at the approaching paw steps, but Fire Pocket sensed her panic. The she-cat struggled to her feet. So long, thanks for the meal. She tried to limp away on 3 legs and then winced in pain. Nah, this leg stiffened up while I've been resting. Now it was too late for her to run. Silent shadows slipped out of the trees, and in a heartbeat, the Thunder Clan patrol had encircled Firepaw and Yellowfang. Firepaw recognized them. Tiger Claw, Darkstripe, Willowpelt, and Bluestar, all of them lean and hard-muscled. Firepaw smelled Yellowfang's fear at the sight of them. Greypaw followed close behind. He bounded out of the bushes and stood beside the warrior patrol. Firepaw mewed a hasty greeting to his clan, but only Greypaw returned it. Hi, Firepaw, he called out. Silence, Tiger Claw growled. Firepaw glanced at Yellowfang and groaned inwardly. He could still smell the fresh fear scent on her, but instead of cowering in submission, the scruffy creature was glaring in defiance. Firepaw, Blue's question was cool and measured. What have we here? An enemy warrior, and recently fed by the smell of you both. Her eyes burned into him, and Firepaw dropped his head. She was weak and hungry, he began. And what about you? Was your hunger so bad that you had to feed yourself before you gathered prey for the clan? Bluestar went on. I assume you have a very good reason for breaking the warrior code. Firepaw was not fooled by the leader's soft tone. Bluestar was furious, and rightfully so. He crouched lower to the ground. Before he could speak, there was a loud hiss from Tiger Claw. Once a kitty pet, always a kitty pet. Bluestar ignored Tiger Claw and looked instead at Yellowfang. Suddenly she looked surprised. Well, well, Firepaw, it seems you have captured us a Shadow Clan cat, and one I know well. You are Shadow Clan's medicine cat, aren't you? She meowed to Yellowfang. What are you doing so far into Thunder Clan territory? I was the Shadow Clan medicine cat. Now I choose to travel alone, hissed Yellowfang. Firepaw listened, astonished. Had he heard right? Yellowfang was a Shadow Clan warrior? Her filthy condition must have masked her territorial scent. He might have enjoyed tackling her more if he'd known. Yellowfang, Tiger Claw meowed mockingly. It looks like you have fallen on hard times if you can be beaten by an apprentice. Now Darkstripe spoke. This old cat is of no use to us. Let us kill her now. And as for this kitty pet, he has broken the warrior code by feeding an enemy warrior. He should be punished. Keep your claws in, Darkstripe. Bluestar purred calmly. All the clans speak of Yellowfang's bravery and wisdom. It may help us to hear what she has to say. Come. We'll take her back to camp. Then we'll decide what to do with her, and with Firepaw. Can you walk? She asked Yellowfang, or do you need help? I still have 3 legs. He noticed a look of respect flicker across Bluestar's face. For them, the other position of Yellow and patrol moved off, keeping pace with the prisoner. Firepaw and Greypaw fell into step together at the back of the group. Have you yelling Firepaw hissed Greypaw? Apparently she was a warrior. She her as a loner. She has lived life in Shadow Clan. Or is a cat that isn't part of a clan or cared for by 2 legs. Tiger says that they are untrustworthy and selfish. They often live around 2-leg dwellings, but belong to no one and catch their own food. I might end up a loner once Bluestar is finished with me, Firepaw mewed. Bluestar is very fair, Greypaw reassured him. She won't throw you out. She certainly seems pleased to have such a Shadow Clan cat as a prisoner. I'm sure she's not going to make a fuss about your feeding the poor old mange bag. But they keep moaning about prey being scarce. Oh, why did I eat that rabbit? Firepaw felt shame burn through his fur. Well, yeah, Graypaw nudged his friend. That was mouse-brained. You really broke the warrior code there. But no cat is perfect. Firepot didn't answer, but trekked onward with a heavy heart. This was not the way he had hoped his first solo task would end. As the patrol passed the sentries which guard the camp entrance, the rest of ThunderClan came running to welcome their warriors home. Queens, kids, and elders crowd on either side. They peered curiously at Yellowfang as she was led into camp. Some of the elders recognized the old she-cat. Word spread quickly through the clan that this was Shadow Clan's medicine cat, and a steady jeering hum rose around them. Yellowfang seemed deaf to the taunts. Firepaw couldn't help but admiring the way she limped with dignity through the corridor of stares and insults. He knew she was in a great deal of pain and hungry in spite of the rabbit he had caught for her. When the patrol reached the high rock, Bluestar nodded toward the dusty ground in front of it. Yellowfang followed the ThunderClan's leader's silent command, sinking gratefully onto the earth. Still ignoring the hostile stares around her, she began licking her wounded leg. Firepaw noticed Spotted Leaf emerge from her corner. She must have scented the presence of an injured cat in the camp. He watched the crowd part to let the young tortoiseshell through. Yellowfang glared at Spotted Leaf and hissed, I know how to take care of my own wounds. I don't need your help. Spotted Leaf said nothing but nodded respectfully and stepped back. Some of the cats had been out hunting, and fresh kill was brought for the returning warriors to eat. They each took some of the food and carried it away to the nettle patch to eat it. Then the other clan cats crowded forward to take their own share. Firepaw paced hungrily around the clearing and watched as the cats crouched in their usual groups, chewing and gulping. He longed for a morsel, but he didn't dare take anything from the pile. He had broken the warrior code. He guessed that meant he was forbidden his share in the fresh kill. He paused beside the high rock where Bluestar was sharing words with Tiger Claw. Uncertain, Firepaw looked to his leader for a signal that he was allowed to eat, but the gray cat and her senior warrior were busy murmuring at one another in low tones. Firepaw wondered if they were talking about him. Desperate to know his fate, he strained his ears to hear what they were saying. Tiger Claw's yowl sounded impatient. It's just too dangerous to bring an enemy warrior in the heart of ThunderClan. Now that she knows the camp, even the youngest Shadow Kit will hear of it. We will have to move. Calm down, Tiger Claw, Bluestar purred. Why should we move? Yellowfang says that she's traveling alone now. There is no reason for the Shadow Clan to hear of it. Do you really believe that? What on earth was the foolish kitty pet thinking of? Tiger Paw spat. But think for a moment, Tiger Claw mewed. Bluestar, why would the Shadow Clan medicine cat choose to leave our clan? You seem to be afraid that Yellowfang will share our clan's secrets with Shadow Clan. But have you thought about how many Shadow Clan secrets she might share with us? Firepaw could see by the way that Tiger Claw's fur began to flatten that Bluestar's words made sense. The warrior nodded briefly and then stalked off to take his share of the fresh kill. Bluestar remained where she was. She looked out across the clearing, where some of the younger kits were fighting and tumbling playfully in the dust. Then she stood up and began to walk toward Firepaw. His heart lurched. What was she going to say to him? But Bluestar walked straight past him. She did not even glance at him. Her eyes were clouded with unknown, distant thoughts. Frostfur, she called out as she approached the nursery. A pure white cat with dark blue eyes slipped out of the brambles. Inside, the noise of mewlings grew louder. Hush, kits, purred the white cat reassuringly. I won't be long. Then she turned to her leader. Yes, Bluestar, what is it? One of our apprentices has seen a fox in the area. Warn the other queens to guard the nursery carefully. And make sure all the kids less than 6 moons stay inside the camp until all our warriors have driven it away. Frostfur nodded. I will pass along the warning, Bluestar. Thank you. Then she turned and squeezed back into the nursery to quiet the crying kits. At last, Bluestar strutted over the pile of fresh kill and took her share. A plump wood pigeon had been left for her there. Firepaw looked longingly as she carried it away to eat with her senior warriors. Finally, his hunger drove him forward. Graypaw was with Ravenpaw, wolfing down a small finch beside a tree stump. He saw Firepaw approach with the pile and flicked his head encouragingly. Firepaw bent his neck, ready to take a small wood mouse in his teeth. Not for you. Tiger Claw growled, striding up behind him and pawing the mouse away. You didn't bring back any prey. The elders will eat your share. Take it to them. Firepaw looked over to Blue Star. She nodded shortly. Do as he says. Obediently, Firepaw picked up the mouse and carried it across his small ear. The delicious smell of it wafted up Firepaw's nose. He wanted nothing more than to crunch it in his strong teeth. He could almost feel its life energy flooding in his young body. With great self-control, he laid the prey down in front of the gray Tom and then backed away politely. He expected no thanks and was offered none. Now he was glad that he had gobbled up the remains of the rabbit he had caught with Yellowfang. There would be nothing else for him to eat until he went out hunting again tomorrow. Firepaw wandered over to Graypaw. His friend had eaten his fill and lay with Ravenpaw outside the apprentice's den. He was stretched out on his side, rhythmically washing a foreleg. Graypaw saw Firepaw approach and paused in his licking. Has Blue Star mentioned your punishment yet? He asked. Not yet, Firepaw replied gloomily. Graypaw narrowed his eyes sympathetically and said nothing. Blue Star's call sounded across the clearing. That all those cats old enough to catch their own prey joined together for a meeting of our clan. Most of the warriors had finished eating and, like Graypaw, were busy grooming themselves. They lifted themselves gracefully to their paws and walked over to the high rock, where Blue Star waited to speak. Come on, mewed Graypaw. He leaped up. Ravenpaw and Firepaw followed him as he scampered over and nudged his way forward into a good position. I'm sure you have all heard about the prisoner we brought back with us today, Blue Star began. But there is something else that you need to know. She glanced down at the radiant she-cat who lay very still beside the high rock. Can you hear me from there? She asked. I may be old, but I'm not deaf yet, Yellowfang spat in reply. Blue Star ignored the prisoner's hostile tone and continued. I'm afraid I have some very grave news today. Today I traveled with the patrol into the Wind Clan territory. The air was filled with the scent of Shadow Clan. Almost every tree had been sprayed by Shadow Clan warriors, and we met no Wind Clan cats even though we journeyed deep into their heartland. Her words were met with silence. Firepaw saw confusion on the faces of the clan cats. Do you mean Shadow Clan has chased them out? Called Small Ear hesitantly. We can't be sure, Blue Star mewed. Certainly the scent of Shadow Clan was everywhere. We found blood too and fur. There must have been a battle, though we found no bodies of either clan. A shocked yell rose from the crowd in a single voice. Firepaw felt the cats around him stiffen with shock and fury. Never before had one clan driven another from its hunting grounds. How can Wind Clan have been driven out? One-Eyed croaked hoarsely. Shadow Clan is fierce, but Wind Clan is many. They have lived in the uplands for generations. Why have they been chased out now? She shook her head anxiously, her whiskers trembling. I don't know the answers to any of your questions, meowed Blue Star. It is well known that Shadow Clan has recently appointed a new leader, following the death of Ragged Star. Their new leader, Broken Star, gave no hint of any threat when we met him at the last gathering. Perhaps Yellowfang has answers, snarled Darkstripe. After all, she is Shadow Clan. I am no traitor. Nothing would make me share the secrets of Shadow Clan with a brute like you, growled Yellowfang, glaring aggressively at Darkstripe. The Thunder Clan warrior moved forward, ears flat, eyes closed to slits, ready for a fight. Stop, yelled Blue Star. Darkstripe immediately halted in his tracks, even though Yellowfang goaded him on with blazing eyes and a ferocious hiss. That's enough. Blue Star growled. The situation is too serious for us to be fighting among ourselves. ThunderClan must prepare itself. From this moonrise on, warriors will travel in large groups. Other clan members will remain close to the camp. Patrols will travel the boundary edges more frequently, and all the kids must stay in the nursery. The cats below her nodded in agreement. Blue Star continued. Our need for warriors is our greatest obstacle. We shall get around this by speeding up the training of our apprentices. They need to be ready even sooner to fight for our clan. Firepaw saw Dustpaw and Sandpaw exchange a thrilled glance. Graypaw was gazing up at Blue Star, his eyes wide with excitement. Ravenpaw just shuffled his paws anxiously. The black apprentice's wide eyes showed worry rather than excitement. Blue Star went on. One young cat has been sharing mentors with Gray Paw and Raven Paw. By teaching him, I shall speed up the training of all three apprentices. She paused and looked down at her clan. I shall take on Firepaw as my own apprentice. Firepaw opened his eyes in amazement. Blue Star was to be his mentor. Beside him, Gray Paw gasped, unable to hide his surprise. What an honor! It's been moons since Blue Star had an apprentice. Usually she trains only the kids of deputies. Then a familiar voice rose above the crowd. It was Tiger Claw. So Firepaw is to be rewarded and not punished for feeding an enemy warrior when he should have been feeding his own clan? Firepaw is my apprentice now. I will deal with him, answered Blue Star. She stared into Tiger Claw's fierce eyes for a moment before lifting her head to address the whole clan once more. Yellow Fang will be allowed to stay here until she has recovered her strength. We are warriors, not savages. She is to be treated with respect and courtesy. But the clan cannot support Yellow Fang, Darkstripe protested. We have too many mouths to feed already. Yeah, Gray Paw whispered into Firepaw's ears, and some of them are bigger than others. I don't need anyone to care for me, spat Yellow Fang, and I'll split open anyone who tries. Friendly, isn't she? Gray Paw murmured. Firepaw flicked the tip of his tail in silent agreement. There were muffled meows from the other warriors as they grudgingly recognized the enemy warrior's fighting spirit. Blue Star ignored the murmuring. We shall kill two prey with one blow, as it were. Firepaw, as a punishment for breaking the warrior code, it will be your responsibility to care for Yellow Fang. You will hunt for her and tend her wounds. You will fetch her fresh bedding and clear away dirt. Yes, Blue Star, mewed Firepaw, his head bowed in submission. Clear away your dirt, he thought to himself. Ugh! Mocking yowls came from Dustpan and Sandpaw. Good idea, hissed Dustpaw. Firepaw had better be good at cracking fleas. And hunting, added Sandpaw. That sack of bones is going to need feeding up. Enough, Blue Star interrupted then. I hope Firepaw will find no shame in caring for Yellow Fang. She is the healer, and she is his elder. For those reasons alone, he should respect her. She shot a sharp glance at Sandpaw and Dustpaw. And there is no humiliation in caring for another cat when she is unable to care for herself. The meeting is over. I would like to speak to my senior warriors alone now. With that, she jumped down from the high rock and marched toward the den. Lionheart followed her. The other clan cats began to move away from the high rock. One or two congratulated Firepaw on being chosen as Blue Star's apprentice. Others mockingly wished him good luck after looking after Yellow Fang. Firepaw felt so dazed by Blue Star's announcement that he just nodded blankly. Longtail padded up to him. The V-shaped neck that Firepaw had cut into the tip of his ear still showed. The young warrior drew back his whiskers in an ugly snarl. Well, I hope you'll think twice next time before bringing strays back into the camp, he sneered. Like I said, outsiders always bring trouble. And that's the end of chapter 8.